Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome to another promotion game attempt up to Diamond 1, and this time we are gonna be first pick. I think we're gonna be team captain again as well, if I remember correctly. We've been team captain nearly every game now at this stage, of course, because we have been slow doing our ranked games. But that's okay, going to Battlefield of Eternity. I'm pretty sure I got a ban away Thrall here as the first option. I don't particularly want to play Thrall because I've already done a couple of Thrall videos. And I am first pick, which would give the enemy team 2 picks to follow up. Their team captain is also going to be their first section of picks, so that's always a bit sucky. But anyway, I'm pretty sure going to ban away that. And we'll see. One of our teammates is hovering Greymane, which I'm not too happy about. Certainly he's decent on the map, but I honestly feel like there's a lot of better heroes right now. I think there's plenty of heroes that are good on this map, and they're often better than Greymane. That's kind of my thoughts on it. The enemy team bans away Sylvanas, another hero that's perceived to be very strong on this map, but isn't actually that great in terms of win rate or anything. She just wins dramatically. That's what I think about her. I did want to play Artanis actually quite a lot, but my teammate was hovering Artanis instead, so I said I'd pick up Rehgar. Rehgar would fit really well with Artanis and with Greymane, so that would make us very happy to grab those. Unfortunately, the enemy team does grab Artanis themselves instead. I think this is a really good map for Artanis actually. You can take Amateur Opponent at level 1 and do a lot of immortal damage. Your flips are very impactful here, which I think is just really good for him. And unbelievably, every team takes Greymane as well. They just took our 2 heroes. So our next 2 teammates are just kind of sitting there going, oh shit, man. And then another 2 teammates both want to play Li Ming. It's a bit of a disaster. I couldn't believe it though. It's one of those rare circumstances where out of all the heroes in the game right now, they picked the exact 2 that we were hovering. Our other teammate grabs Ragnaros. I think that's a good pick. He's pretty strong here. I'm thinking something powerful that would combo with Rehgar would be good. We go with Vala. I think Vala is good here too. I would generally feel that Raynor and Tychus are better with Rehgar in general than Vala is. But on this particular map, I do actually like Vala quite a lot because you can do a Q build with Vala. And then she becomes one of the best heroes at destroying the Immortal with that level 1 Q talent. Massive damage against the Immortal. Really, really strong. Anyway, the enemy team bans away ETC, which is lovely. Thank you very much. That saves me a ban. And I'm going to ban out the Diablo. I mean, with Ragnaros and Vala, we don't have any fantastic Diablo killer. Especially with Artanis there as well. So I decided to just remove that. He's a one of the best tanks at the moment. They're probably still looking for another warrior. They're pretty open though in terms of what they could pick. Grab Oriel as their support. Malf would have been another really strong option for them. We'll see what else they're going to pick up. Our teammates are hovering Tyrael and Kerrigan. The enemy team grabs Gul'dan. So that gives us a little bit of freedom, a little bit of scope. People are discussing a lot as to what we should pick. I think the Tyrael and Kerrigan isn't terrible. The Zood is a Master Skin Kerrigan, which is kind of making me feel somewhat okay about it. He's also suggesting Kerrigan. I said, look, whatever you're best at, go for it. I personally would not run Kerrigan on this map. But considering that this guy, Tuareg here, is volunteering to play Tyrael, Kerrigan and Tyrael, really strong combo. So yeah, that makes the Kerrigan a little bit better. And if he's really good at it, then, fine. This is Diamond 2 promotion, or Diamond 1 promotion game. So it's like, it's alright. And the fact that I picked Gul'dan as well on the enemy team makes me a bit more lenient in terms of what picks I'd kind of be willing to go for, because Gul'dan is pretty awful at actually killing the Immortal. The enemy team picks up Zarya. I think that's a really good choice by them, and it's a Master Zarya as well. I think that really does bring their draft together. I think going into this, both teams actually have a pretty decent draft. So as Rehgar, I'll do a lot more damage to the Immortal than Oriel will. But so they've got Artanis and Greymane that do a lot of damage to the Immortal. We've got Vala, I suppose Rehgar in some ways. Ragnaros isn't awful. Kerrigan's okay. You know, I'm actually not sure which team wins the race. I think it'd be more to do with who gets there appropriately fast and who can, excuse me, disrupt the enemy team a little bit more. I'd say this one is not super clear-cut. But anyway, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll see exactly how this goes. We'll see how it goes. Depending on which team gets the Immortal, we'll obviously have Ragnaros to defend against the Immortal, and that's good. We'd be much happier actually pushing with than defending, I think, overall, though. Just be really nice to, you know, do a powerful Tyrael Kerrigan dive forwards, you know, Bloodlust, speeding up Ragnaros, getting him in, empowering the Vala as well. Just kind of diving through the enemy team, leave them a bit panicked as the Immortal's pushing in. That's probably where we kind of thrive the most. But it's pretty interesting. We could also opt into invading their Immortal and trying to kill them. That's definitely a very potent choice for us here. Because we got Kerrigan Tyrael, we've got kind of multiple options, which is cool. Ragnaros is going to solo, which makes perfect sense. And the enemy team don't know who's going to solo. They could legitimately send probably Greymane, Zarya, or Artanis. None of them are particularly good at soloing. I'd say Gul'dan probably wants to be with the team to get stacks for his quest. Zarya and Artanis would probably both prefer to be with the team as well. They probably might say Greymane up top. I don't know, we'll find out. I don't remember. Level 1, picked up Lightning Bond, so casting a Lightning Shield on an ally will cast an untalented one on myself as well. So basically we get double Lightning Shield damage against the Immortals. So that's why I picked that one up here for this map in particular. I actually get caught by the swap. It doesn't really matter though. We don't actually get swapped anywhere. Throw down a Slowing Totem. Threw out the Lightning Shield on someone as well. It's using my own one. I'm focusing down the Zarya too. Zarya goes down, which is pretty nice. I'm definitely going to be playing a fairly aggressive Rehgar here. The Artanis is pretty deep in. He actually gets pulled back, but the Kerrigan focuses on Gul'dan and says we switch over our focus to Gul'dan, but everyone is dying. We back off. Vala dies, Tyrael dies, and I die. That went really, really badly for us. Just really bad target selection by the Kerrigan. She was focused on what she was doing herself and not focused on what the team was doing. So we ended up with Artanis and Gul'dan both very low in life. But neither of them died. They both did their damage, and then we all died. If the Kerrigan had instead focused on the Artanis with the team, we would have killed Artanis, and none of us would have died. So, that kind of sucks. Shows you the importance of actually focusing the correct targets and being aware of what your team is doing. I thought that was pretty interesting, actually, way to start the game. So it sucks that we lost them. A bunch of us died at the start, but it's not the worst. As you can see, by the way, they did send the Greymane to do this. I just actually threw the Kerrigan combo misses. I'm actually just attacking Artanis even through the Zarya shield. At the cost of giving her some energy, we put the Artanis in a position where he might have potentially died. The Kerrigan combo didn't hit though, so no death for him. Immortals have spawned. We're going to start making our way up towards it. Need to be careful obviously of the enemy team and what they're going to do. Just going to use our bite pretty much on cooldown. You can see we're throwing W down as well, which is going to do some pretty good damage to this Immortal. And every time our mount ability comes off, of course that's your trait as well, you do a feral lunge, you bite for a big chunk of extra damage and move forwards. Just a nice little sort of DPS increase, and you can see we actually win this race slightly. Ragnaros is still in the lane though, so that's a little bit worrying. He actually should have been here quite a long time ago. The enemy team is starting to invade and attack us. Ragnaros only arriving now. Definitely very, very slow in that rotation. Kerrigan calling that out in the chat. Throwing in this lightning shield. Probably should have put it on Tyrael instead of the Ragnaros. And this is going low. Vala has backed away though. Not sure if she pinged it. And the enemy team is coming in. Vala comes in and gets instantly killed. We actually tried to do some damage to Greymane to save her, get body blocked out and killed ourselves. Made a big mistake supporting that Vala. A little bit of a shake of frustration there on the screen. And looks like the enemy team will grab this first Immortal. That's pretty unfortunate. I would say just kind of bad movements in general from the Ragnaros. And the Vala there. Ragnaros is being late to the Immortal fight. Admittedly, he was probably trying to soak level 4, but he wasn't close enough to getting it to make it worthwhile. He should have been there. And then Vala, like, just overcommitting and getting killed. And then also a big mistake for me following up on that and getting killed myself. But we'll try to make it through okay. This was, so I played the last promotion game before Christmas. This is the first time I played ranked after Christmas. But definitely a little bit rusty. That will probably come through a little bit. Ragnar's popping into his thing. You can see we're going super aggressive here. Know that the enemy team's out of position. We're just focusing down this Oriel. Actually pick her off there with the Ragnaros too. Our other teammates are still back killing the Immortal. Would have preferred probably to do a bit of a bigger dive after the enemy team there. As you can see, the fort not in any danger. We could maybe got another kill. Not a big deal. But I think that was a pretty cool move overall, you know, noting that the enemy team had kind of overcommitted a little bit, and we had a very powerful opportunity to kind of dive after them. And showing you the sort of the aggressive side of Rehgar, right? It's going super ham. It's going real deep into the enemy team and doing a lot of that damage alongside Tyrael. I said we probably did much more damage than Tyrael did in that particular fight with the Feral Lunges with the lightning shields. Nice flip actually on the Vala. She vaults afterwards, and that's fine. Get a bit of a bite down on the Zarya. She gets her shield up straight after, and Vala does go down. Vala says what? I think the problem is that just mechanically not the best Vala player in the world. I very frequently get frustrated with Vala players. It's just what comes when it's like kind of your particular favorite hero. Get a big lightning shield down once again. Just focusing some fire on the Oriel. Oriel actually goes pretty low. We could have killed her, but the Kerrigan was kind of running scared as well. Get the lightning shield down on the Tyrael, and Kerrigan, Kerrigan, but she does indeed go down in the end. Get a heal in on the Kerrigan. Not sure if that's going to be enough to save her. Focusing down that cooldown just a little bit. Nice shield comes out. Kerrigan does indeed die. We don't have a heal off cooldown to save her. Vala comes in, but it's not put too much damage out on the enemy team. And pretty close game so far. Well, I say we're actually losing so far. I'm not super convinced by how the team is playing, but we'll see how things go. Moving towards this bruiser camp. Don't think we've got time to take it though. Would have been nicer to get there a little bit earlier, but you know, with the fighting that was going on, it's understandable we're slow. The enemy team does not have the same problem. They are there on point, and they start off nice and early. Gotta dodge out of the way of this and focus it down. Throw a lightning shield in on the Kerrigan. We're just gonna burn this Immortal down as quickly as possible. As you can see, actually, that's a pretty good indication, right? Both teams focusing on the Immortal. We do ours significantly faster. Significantly faster. I'm just trying to stay back here and try to be as careful as possible. This Artanis has gone super deep. We should definitely be focusing him down. Nice Kerrigan combo. Artanis does go down. Tyrael, though, off to the side, dying himself. Doing some nice zoning, but a little bit too much. The team goes a bit too deep, and Kerrigan just gets picked off. Tyrael's off the side, and he's almost dead. Val looks like she's gonna go down as well. We're trying to dodge things as we run away. Throw on a slowing totem to slow that Grey Mane down, just to ensure that we can escape. Healing. Ooh, actually, that was a nice attack by the Grey Mane. That's a nice attack by Grey Mane. We're gonna run back. Kind of awkward thing. See that our Tyrael has gone back in though on his own and is in danger of dying. Gonna come over here and try to save him with a heal. We do get that, but it means we weren't in position to actually grab our healing fountain. It means I'm gone very, very low indeed. Vala goes back in. I'm not. Did she tap a healing fountain? I don't know, but she's dead already, or out of life already. Ragnar's doing a good job defending. Vala is yeah, not just out of life as in low on life, he's out of life as in dead, which is unfortunate. Going in on this, pop the lightning shield. We're going to focus this down. Enemy team could rotate up though, so we do need to be a little bit careful. Just trying to do what we can. Another lightning shield out and doing some heals. Like, I'll tell you what talents I picked up after this. That was a bad bite for me. Just giving Zarya some free energy. Definitely a bit of a waste. Shield focusing this down. I'm just trying to stay alive as much as possible. Notice that it might not go down, so I run in myself and finish off with a bite. Tyrael not able to get out of there. I think he probably could have escaped a little bit better. I don't know. That was a tough situation. Obviously, though, worth it to die and get a half shield Immortal either way. We can take the death now. The enemy team does have level 10, though, so it's going to be kind of hard. So letting the teammates know that they have 10. So it's more of a denial Immortal than it is an Immortal that's going to achieve, like, overly much. Just going to throw down my totem and put a lightning shield on it in the middle of the lane just for that little bit of extra wave clear. Rehgar bug, always fun. Tyrael is saying, shot ourselves in the foot, it's only melee. Gul'dan pwns us. I don't think that's true at all. I think we have a quite nicely synergized team. You know, we like, sure, we've got Ragnaros and Kerrigan, but once they dive in with the Sanctification, the enemy team should kind of explode. This nice Horrify from the enemy team's Gul'dan. Looks like he should go down, and indeed he does. We are all here. Out of position. Kerrigan misses her combo. This Zarya is pretty much out of position, so I pop Bloodlust. Unfortunately, a beautiful, beautiful expulsion zone comes out from Zarya and completely neutralizes that. I'm gonna say, damn. Damn. That Bloodlust completely fluffed, unfortunately. Just a really good placement of that expulsion zone helps Zarya escape. Much shorter cooldown for her, so that's a big win for them. Should probably have held on to Bloodlust considering we're up against Zarya in that particular situation. Ragnaros is in some trouble. We're going to focus down with Artanis though. The Sulfur Smash does not hit. I'm going to try finish off Artanis with the final bite, but the shield comes out from Zarya and does save him. We did pretty much everything I could in that particular fight there to try to kill that Artanis once we swap at Ragnaros, doing pretty much max damage output I could. If Ragnaros had aimed the Sulfur Smash a little bit better, would have killed the Artanis. This well played, very well played by the Oriel and the Zarya as well. They did everything they could. And just one of those things that, because the Ragnaros slightly misaimed it, which is understandable, I suppose, considering he was dying, it meant that, you know, slimmest of margins that Artanis was able to get away. We are level down, but not yet a talent tier down, so that's something. We do have bruisers pushing in, and this Oriel is way overextended. Beautiful Horrify actually catches myself and Ragnaros. Remember, Ragnaros is slow, so that's a big problem. Tyrael dives forwards under the turrets and throws down Sanctification. That is a complete waste, and that is our huge team fighting cooldown completely missing here. Watch my cooldown for Bloodlust. It's about to come back up again, so that's a big deal. You can see I'm going aggressive. Pop Bloodlust as soon as it comes off cooldown and let our teammates go in and start doing damage. It looks like they didn't actually kill Artanis, which is a problem. They do pick off the Zarya though, which is good. And Greymane's gone pretty deep. He should go down. We're able to maybe finish him off. Get a chain heal out. Just barely keep the Tyrael alive through that. Gul'dan doing some pretty decent damage to me as we run away. Kerrigan gets hit too. And we are backing off. Vala is here. Vala is going to die as she multi-shots her own Immortal in panic. That's fine. If we could just regroup, run towards our Immortal, and then just take it as a group, things should be fine there. Gul'dan has gone to the north, in fact with Oriel as well, in order to clear out that bruiser camp. So this should be pretty much the first Immortal phase quite solidly won for us, which will set us up really nicely moving forwards. I think to summarize kind of the course of the game so far, I feel it's pretty much been dictated. I feel like yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty low quality game overall in terms of like the mechanics, the actual aim on skill shots and things like that. Kerrigan missing a lot of combos. Actually, that was a very, very far range swap from the Artanis. That's pretty good. I go down really low on life. Should have been paying more attention to that and dodging that. Got myself in a really tough position. Our teammates have gone in, but Tyrael is nowhere to be seen, which means there's no Sanctification. I believe it would be off cooldown now at this stage, considering that he burnt it before we burned. Actually, I'm not sure if Sank would be up or not. We'll see when we see the thing. I'm getting confused actually between fights. Actually not entirely certain. And at this stage, we probably just want a Hearthstone back. We've got enough health on the Immortal that we can come back in. I'm trying to get the Healing Fountain, which I decide is going to be the better option overall. Getting a bit body blocked by this guy. Kerrigan goes down. They were trying to do the Immortal without the teammates actually there. Vala's going to die as well. Actually, oh no, she should actually have just about enough health. That's rather lucky. She popped, she actually picked up Bloom there at level 13. That's what it was. And she activated it, giving herself a spell shield and helping her survive. We get some decent damage down. I'm just on the run here. Horrify misses, which is rather lucky. Would have been dead, and we're going to have to back off. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a number of very large strategic errors going on here. And we get some decent damage down. Gonna obviously back off. No one else is actually here. But we are pushing them off a little bit while Ragnaros is in his form. I think he popped that a little bit early, to be honest. It's not the end of the world. Decent combo actually comes out. Zarya gets focused down. I'm going to pop Bloodlust. Let's help the team out. Good, actually, Suppression Pulse in to counter out that. You know what? I actually do think this is a mistake. I actually get killed as well. I think it is a mistake to first pick Rehgar in this situation. I think even though our teammate wanted to play Artanis, I don't know, that's really difficult actually in terms of drafting. I think it's better to pick Artanis first because the Suppression Pulse is just so much stronger against... it neutralizes half of Bloodlust now. I think it's a really good pick. So I think you want to grab Artanis first. I think it would have been much better to grab Artanis and then this. Anyway, Tyrael is completely freaking out. He doesn't understand. I think like a huge issue is the Tyrael player is a huge issue in this particular game. I think honestly like the play of nearly all the players is pretty weak, you know, and just in terms of the mechanics, the Kerrigan has had pretty bad combos overall. You know, when he was picking a Master Kerrigan on Battlefield of Eternity, I think to make it a good pick, you'd want to be better than that, in my opinion. Picking a hero that's not good at the map, you want to be very good at that hero, and he's not done, I think, a job. He's done an okay job, but really to justify the Kerrigan here, you need to be doing a very good job. I think the Tyrael is really bad. I think that's quite a big problem, is the Tyrael. He's kind of streaming about how he doesn't understand multiple times in the chat. I think it's very clear that the guy hasn't played Tyrael very much. I think fundamentally, like, he's kind of going like, where the team? Where's the team? I don't understand. Like, where's the team? Why are they never here? I mean, just frankly, we haven't seen one good Sank in this game. I mean, let me put it this way, actually. This is a good way to look at it. If we look at Tyrael, right? It's W, shields your allies. Your E, speed boosts your allies. Your heroic, sanctification, makes your allies invulnerable. Your Q, I mean, we can even ignore the fact that a warrior and Q with the mobility and the slow is fundamentally an ally, enhancing, you know, focus, role, and job. We can just ignore that and just pretend that's not the case at all. Even still, that's your W, your E, your OR. 3 out of the 4 buttons you're pressing are about enhancing your allies. You know, if you're sitting there, as is Tyrael, saying, where are the damage dealers? It's not the damage dealer's fault. That's your fault. 3 out of your 4 abilities are about supporting your teammates. You cannot play Tyrael and be saying, where's the team? You need to fundamentally know exactly where your team are at all time. That's so important. You need to know exactly where. We are going to lose the game now, by the way. Like, there's just too much. There's no way we can defend against this. But you need to know where your teammates are at all time. You need to know, okay? If you're on a different warrior, it might be a little bit different. Though, honestly, I think as any warrior, you should be doing that. But, you know, like, as Li Ming, for example, you might kind of legitimately say, oh, I wasn't fully sure where everyone was. But Tyrael, like I said, 3 out of your 4 abilities are about doing this. Anyway, I was kind of just sick of this Vala at this stage, so yeah. No. pretty grumpy about that game, honestly. Did not have a lot of fun. That's like the least fun I have in the game, is when I'm playing support and I don't feel that the team is actually very good. I find that very frustrating. We didn't lose a whole lot of points thanks to our personal adjustments, so that's something. We actually got favored, which is hilarious. I don't know how that was possible. But anyway, we did 90% more hero damage, so that's nice. We did nearly as much hero damage as the Kerrigan, which is pretty bad, honestly. And there you go. I just want to point out real quick, as we come to the end of this, the talents. I think this is another big deal, especially with the Tyrael. But yeah, I mean, I think that the stats say a lot. You know, Tyrael had more damage than Kerrigan and Ragnaros. I had almost as much damage as Kerrigan, almost as much damage as Ragnaros. Vala was a little bit higher. That's just really, really bad, though. That's really, really bad. Just completely dysfunctional in terms of the team fighting and the coordination. But I mean, in terms of talents as well, I really have to point out, I think in particular that the Tyrael did play very badly, though. I think also, like, nearly everyone on the team played badly. In fact, I'm looking at the talents right now and I'm slightly dying inside. Oh dear lord. Oh dear lords. Okay, so remember how I said Vala is a good pick on this map? Sorry, I just dropped something because of the Q build. Hey, guess who didn't go for Q build? That's right. That's right. Vala did not go for Q build. No, sirree. No, she did not. Oh boy. Okay, so if you're going on this map, I think you really want, at the very least, the Q talent at level 1. Monster Hunter, I think it's called. It's just unbelievably strong on this map. I personally would probably, unless I had a very good reason to, would not pick anything else. She went for like a trait build. Oh god. Oh god, that's not Caltrops, is it? What is that? I'm not even sure what that talent is at level 7. Hang on, guys. What is this? Let's be super critical here and let's like rip apart all these talent builds. She picked up Death. Oh dear lord. Hot Pursuit, Creed of the Hunter, Death Dealer. That is horrifically bad. In comparison to Monster Hunter, Puncturing Arrow, Repeating Arrow on this map. It's just no comparison. That's just sucks. That sucks. I think that's a big problem. Kerrigan went for a Q build. Also, in my opinion, not that good on this map because you don't really have many minions to queue to. But it's not the end of the world. I probably personally, again, would have picked something like Block, maybe even Envenom. I don't know. If I was picking, again, I would not pick Kerrigan on this map. It's basically what I would say. But if I was to pick her, shit, that's kind of difficult. I'd probably go Block, Envenom, Blade of Momentum, and Maelstrom, obviously. Probably Double Strike, yeah. And then Essence for Essence against them and Bolt of the Storm. That's probably what I would build here. She took Double Strike at level 13. I think that's a good idea. Which I definitely, you know, going up against a Grey... Zarya makes it difficult because Zarya shreds the block stacks. But I think going up against Greymane, block would have been probably worthwhile. I think probably worthwhile. Anyway, alright, what other stuff will we criticize? Ragnaros went for a Q build, and it's... he almost got it right. That's good. He almost got his build right. Except he did take the Regen Globe talent at level 4. No. Looking at this particular game again, I do like the Q build at level 1. I think that's fine. Fire Ward, the Hand of Ragnaros, that's fine as well. So Fury Smash is also okay. Looking at the enemy team, do they have stuns? No, they don't. So that, yeah, I also like the Cauterized Wound. So he almost did well. But level 4, I would definitely be picking Fire Ward. You know, it's Spell Shield against the Gul'dan just to avoid some of that damage. Really, really good. Regen Globes on Battlefield of Eternity is just a no. You're not going to finish that quest. The quest is going to get almost no value. It's a huge, huge waste of time. I mean, you only need 15, but realistically, you're not going to get that very quickly. I think that's a big mistake. And then the Tyrael build is horrific on multiple levels to kind of match up with the play. Regen Master at level 1, no. You need 30 Regen Globes. You are never, ever going to get 30 Regen Globes. That's a big mistake. You get so much more out of any of the other level 1 talents. Level 4, he did go for Amplified Healing, which is okay. I don't mind that one. Level 7, Follow Through, no. Never pick Follow Through. It's awful on Tyrael. If you want damage, pick up Reciprocate. In fact, I thought Follow Through would be kind of cool when they added it to him, but it's such a trap to actually looking at Tyrael's talents. Tyrael really needs a talent rework. His talents are really, really bad. But I would just literally remove Follow Through from Tyrael. It's a crime on that hero. It's so bad. Reciprocate, just mathematically, Reciprocate does more damage than Follow Through. It's just a waste. Sanctification, really good choice, but we did not see a single good Sanctification in that entire game. In fact, as you can see, you could probably notice from my play, actually, there were 2 times I was kind of baited into moving into a bad Sanctification. There's one where he popped it under the enemy gate, which was just... It didn't matter in that case that I was kind of baited into it. It was a waste of Sanctification, which again is a 100-second cooldown heroic, completely wasted for nothing. So it didn't matter that I was there in that case. But then he popped another one in a team fight just off on his own somewhere. I kind of ran forwards and got killed. That was pretty bad. Again, a bit of a mistake for me, but it's one of those awkward things where you just assume that Tyrael actually understands how Sanctification ought to work. And when it's that removed from how it should be, it's just somewhat painful. Then he picked Burning Rage at level 13. No! Imposing Will! You're going up against Greymane! Pick Imposing Will! You're going up against Greymane Artanis Zarya! Greymane Artanis Zarya! Why would you not take the 50% attack speed slow? Why? Why? I'm dying inside. This is awful. This is so awful. Oh, dear Lord. Personally, in this game, if I was picking Tyrael, level 1, that's always hard to say. I think I would have gone Purge Evil, Swift Retribution, Zealotry, Sank, Imposing Will, Holy Ground, and then probably Hardened Shield. That would have been my particular talent build in this game. Just going for the E for, you know, kind of using our E for the double thing of bursting down some of these melee heroes and speed boosting our teammates. You know, getting Rehgar, getting Ragnaros and Kerrigan in there, help them maximize their damage. And then... yeah, that's with those 1 and 4 talents. Zealotry and then Imposing Will just maximize our tankiness, maximize the control we can bring against these heroes. Holy Ground to lock out Zarya Artanis. They've got so many heroes that can be locked out into a really awkward position. So that's my thought in that game. Again, the talent build I went for in this case, I went for Lightning Bond at 1. Lightning Shield on an ally, puts one on us, just plenty of immortal damage. Should also combo very nicely again with Carrick and Ragnaros Tyrael. Basically the way our team ought to have been playing the team fights, we did not in this case, but the way it ought to have been going should have been fine. I actually grabbed Stormcaller at level 4. Stormcaller at level 4. I think all the level 4 talents are pretty good. I think you got some options there. I decided to just go all in on the Lightning Shield. Picked up actually Blood and Thunder here at level 7. I said again, they don't have very many stuns at all. Only Oriel has a stun. We could cleanse someone potentially out of Horrify, which wouldn't be awful, but I decided to go for Blood and Thunder instead. our Ghost Wolf attacks reduce our basic ability cooldowns by 2 seconds. There's just be more chain heals, which will be very valuable, more lightning shields, which will be very valuable. It will improve our mortal killing capabilities and just keep our teammates a bit more topped up, which I thought would be a little bit more useful than having the cleanse, which might not work that well. I thought Blood and Thunder, considering the map, would be fairly decent. Bloodlust then at level 10 ought to have worked pretty well. Earth Shield at 13, give a shield with our Lightning Shield, and then I probably would have picked, in this case, I think Rising, maybe Hunger of the Wolf actually at level 16 here. I would have liked Rising Storm. I think ideally, I would have picked Rising Storm. I think, judging from how the game was going in this case, I probably would have opted for Hunger of the Wolf instead at 16, just to give myself a bit more survivability, a bit more tank killing capabilities, and to rely a little less on teammates positioning well. But to sum up this game, it was pretty painful. I was pretty grumpy walking out of this one. Did not have much fun. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like the Tyrael in particular, this player should not be playing. You know, I really admire the fact that he was like communicating so well in the draft and that he was offering to tank. But you know, if you want to offer to tank, don't take a hero that you have never played before or you don't have any idea how to play. But just fundamentally, it's like, out of the talents he took 5 talents in this game. 3 of them are just, in my opinion, objectively wrong. They're just objectively bad talent choices, considering the game. Just bad. That's over half of your talent choices are just bad. Don't know how to play Tyrael, who's a supportive tank. He's about enhancing his teammates, helping them dive in and get in on top of the enemy team. He was like a screen and a half away half the time, diving the enemy team on his own, not achieving much, just dying. There were no good sanctifications at all. None. Absolutely no good sanks. And he wasn't there. And you know, like I said, your supportive tank with Tyrael, 3 out of your 4 abilities, and let's be honest, even that 4th one, your Q is about enhancing your allies and your positioning. It's about body blocking the enemy team. It's about helping them. He's a very, very team-focused warrior. It's just, if you're sitting there going, you know, where are the damage dealers is Tyrael, you are playing incorrectly. You should know exactly where your teammates are. All of your abilities are about supporting your teammates. You cannot play this hero if you do not know where they are. If you do not know what they're doing, you can't. Play a different hero. Don't play Tyrael. Just stop. Just don't. Please don't. It's awful. And yeah, then I think that the rest of the team, it was very mediocre, honestly. Play. I think poor talent choices from everyone. I think kind of mediocre enough play from everyone. I can somewhat forgive the other players on the team though, because they did have a tougher time with this game, seeing as their Tyrael didn't know how to play Tyrael. That makes it quite difficult for Kerrigan to actually work, because you don't actually have the Tyrael backing you up. What I'll do is I'll link a video, because I've been so nasty about the Tyrael in this and so critical of him. I will link a video of playing Tyrael with a Kerrigan on the team, and you can see I'll probably link a couple of Tyrael videos and show you a couple of different ways of playing Tyrael. So hopefully you will enjoy those and kind of come into this. It's something the last few games I've played, and in fact the next few games probably coming out in the channel, I felt like very noticeably in Diamond, you get a lot of people playing heroes and they just fundamentally do not understand the purpose of a hero. They do not understand what the hero is even supposed to be doing. That's what I've noticed very much this season as we're climbing up after Christmas. Very much. In nearly every game I see people and I'm going, you don't even know where to begin with this hero. Like, just in the last game we had Dahaka. Just did not know how to play Dahaka. He just did not know how to use his global, how to go into fights. And we had a Falstad that didn't really know how to play Falstad either. In this game, I feel like the Tyrael just didn't know. So, I don't know. Check out those games with the Tyrael if you do want to see. They are, I think one was from Hero League. So do check that out. And you'll get to see how Tyrael ought to be played. I hope you find that helpful. Anyway, a bit of a negative video on this one. A lot of things to criticize here. Definitely some mistakes from me in this as well. Don't want to make it seem like, oh, I was this perfect player. Definitely not the case. Some mistakes from me. But then at the same time, there wasn't a whole lot that I could do in this particular game. Not a whole lot. You know, it's like, in hindsight, in hindsight, having seen how the game went, you know, I would obviously in the draft have said, don't play Tyrael, don't play Kerrigan. But we didn't know that at the time. There's no way to know it. And that's just life. That's Hero League. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back next time. It'll take us a little bit of time to get back up to that promo game. We'll have to play at least one more game to get there. So stay tuned for that over the coming few days. I'll see you all then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.